What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Meesh West Code, and we are back with another episode of Spill with Meesh. Today, we are getting into, y'all read the title, Success Guilt. Why we feel bad for growing. We don't owe nobody nothing, and they don't owe us nothing either, cousin. If you watched last week's Expectations episode, then you know what I'm talking about. So, I'm going to say it again. Why do we feel guilty for outgrowing people, places, mindsets? Why does that make us feel bad? Because they didn't take the steps to grow? We're about to get into it, cousins. Don't worry. We grind, we level up, we're growing. That's what this platform is about. And that's what us being cousins are about. We are holding each other accountable. We are stepping into who we truly are and how we're showing up in the world. And yeah, cousin, we're going to make a little drink to talk about it too. So tonight's episode, again, is called Success Guilt. Why we feel bad for growing. Because too many other people, we allow to dim our lights and we allow them to make us uncomfortable. We're not doing that no more. But before we get started, y'all know what time it is. Since we're talking about leveling up and we got a po up too, tonight's sip is the glow up cocktail. So it's a little bougie, of champagne, peach snaps. We got some blue curacao. Ooh, why do I make up names for stuff? Anyway, and we got a little dash of some gold flakes because y'all know we love to shine. So grab a glass and let's get into it. So we are going to build out our drink, and here we have our wine flute. We don't have our shaker today, guys. I don't know how we're not shaking today. I guess we'll rely on the vibe. So I'm going to start with my gold flakes or my edible gold glitter. So I am going to spray that in the bottom. Y'all see the dust going in the air, hence the glow. And then we've got our champagne. Y'all know me, I love a Prosecco. So we are going to pour in. I like to tilt my glass to pour in anything bubbly, just so it relaxes so I can get it down in there. And we are going to put all of that in there. Y'all, I don't know if that was 2 ounces or 3. Okay? So I have the blue Curacao just for a little color, a little sourness, right? I'm not going to do too much. And then we've got our peach schnapps for that sweet, little cute flavor. We're being bougie girly pops, so I kind of wanted a Bellini, but I wanted a blue Bellini. Does that make sense? Y'all get it. So here we are with that peach snap. So cheers, cousin. And here is our glow up cocktail. Okay, Cousins, she is so good. Okay, so here's our blue Bellini. I'm changing the name. Blue Bellini with the shine. Let's go. Okay. She's really, really good. Not gonna lie. So, we are going to unpack and we are going to get right into the episode, y'all. So again, success guilt. Why we feel bad for growing. And we're gonna unpack that. So what's in your cup? Let me be honest. Again, I have struggled with this. I've struggled with the success guilt because I fight with imposter syndrome. So I feel like they're kind of on the level of, they're both on the same playing field, right? So I used to hide my wins. I didn't want to make people feel bad. I didn't want to downplay my blessings either. Like, oh, it's not that big of a deal because y'all know me, I pop my shit. Cousin pops her shit. And I don't want to be in spaces where I can't pop my shit or where it's going to be downplayed. Like when I'm popping my shit, I'm popping it. Okay. And I don't care if you feel it or not. But I also don't want to make anybody feel bad at the end of the day. So I realized that me shrinking myself wasn't really helping anybody. The people who love me will celebrate me, right? And they're not going to feel threatened by my success. So cousins, do you play a small role in keeping others comfortable? Or do you allow them to really step into the reality of it's not always about them? Sometimes we need to. Sometimes our people need to hear us say it's not about them. So I have a little game to kind of just spark how you should start to think about these situations. It's called Messy Sips. Y'all know the vibes. So the game is supporter or secret hater. So I'm going to read some scenarios and you tell me, is this a supporter or a hater? I want to hear down in the comments, is this a supporter or a hater? So, number one, they say, I'm so proud of you, but they never show up. They never support anything you do. Is that a supporter or a secret hater? I feel like that's a hater. Because why are you so proud of me, but you can't show up for me? Weird. Hater. Number two, are you hype in private, but in public? Crickets. You know, like them people that like won't share your post or they won't shout you out for your birthday, but then like expect you to shout them out or get mad at that. That's a hater. Cousin, that is a hater. And I'm here to tell you, that is a hater. You don't need people like that in your circle. Number three, they celebrate you genuinely, share your wins, and want to see you thrive. Supporter or secret hater? That right there, that's a supporter. Somebody willing to tap into you and to really show effort with you and how you're growing. If they have even suggestions on how you could possibly grow, they're showing up for you, they're implementing, helping you change. That is a supporter. So know the difference, cousin. That again goes all the way back to our episode, Know Thyself, and knowing who you have around you, not creating expectations for people. That's last week's episode. But you see how this is all of a flowing trend, right? This all has to do with growth. This all has to do with who you're stepping into, how you're growing, and how you're showing up in the world. When you get to these successful heights, you don't need leeches around you, and you need to be able to weigh them out with these scenarios and with these questions to yourself. So scenario 4, every time you win, they hit you with a must be nice. Can't wait till I could. Cousin, are you hating? Cousin, that's a hater. That is a hater. Must be nice. Do you know how hard it takes sometimes to get to these heights? People be giving up when everything you worked hard for and prayed for is the fruits of your labor. It's almost super insulting to hear must be nice. This wasn't luck, baby. This was work. Okay? So start standing in that. Stand in the fact that this is work. Just because their work doesn't look like your work don't mean you shouldn't pop your shit about your success. Pop your shit. Don't let nobody dim that. Have you ever felt guilty for your success? Have you ever felt like me, like you quite frankly didn't want to share it with nobody, or you didn't want to make nobody feel bad for not being as successful, or your endeavors are changing and you want to share that, but you feel like your circle or your people are not going to be receptive of that? Remove yourself, cousin. Remove yourself. Put yourself in the spaces with like-minded individuals, like-minded people who actually want to see you grow, who can implement helping you grow. You need to start tapping into people like that. So, like for me, I am in entrepreneurial branding workshops and classes like that because I need to start surrounding myself with people that are stepping in their growth like I'm trying to, or successfully growing their businesses like I'm trying to. You have to be willing to still learn. You still have to be mindful of what you're going to deal with and put up with. But ultimately, that's knowing thyself. Become one with yourself so that these foreign avenues you're able to identify almost immediately. That is not my friend. That is not my supporter. That is a hater. And it is okay to say that. You don't have to be loud and proud and, oh, you're a hater this, you're a hater that. No. Just stand in the fact that you know that that's a hater. That movement is nothing you would ever have done to them. So therefore, that's not what you want to be around. Period. I used to feel bad about celebrating my wins. I used to feel bad about sharing my victories or sharing new things that I've learned, just because the next person may not even understand it on that level, or just broadening my horizon a little bit more to be able to expand my platform or be able to expand my business. People don't always like that. People are not always in the phases that we are in. So we have to understand that just because we're now at the point of success and that came from whatever it came from, just because a person is down in their gutter, sometimes they might need to hear your successful story. So sometimes dimming your light is not always beneficial. Everybody's not a hater too. Sometimes a person needs to hear a true story, a true relatable story for them to be like, dang, that's not far-fetched. They're not far-fetched. I can do that. That's why I have this platform, because I want you guys to understand that just because it's a podcast don't mean you can't step into being an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur. And you can step into that space, but the work has to be done. If you don't believe in it, if you're not true to yourself, what are you doing? It doesn't have to be a podcast, like I said, just literally starting a business or stepping out and branching out on your own or doing something outside of what you normally do. You have to be mindful of these key factors that it takes to actually overcome those avenues. You need to overcome imposter syndrome. Here I am, weeks in. We're episodes in and I'm still facing imposter syndrome. It does not happen overnight, but you need to be around like-minded individuals that help you grow through that. Okay? So cousin, stay with me. Okay? This is about transparency. And if you have any ideas of branching out of something you are not doing right now, this is the place for you to be, cousin. I am transparent. I'm going to tell you how hard it is. I'm going to tell you mentally what I'm going through. Period. It's a safe space. This is the unhinged safe space, because it's safe here. So just always remember that. If people don't clap when you win, they're not your people. Period. Y'all know I come to y'all begging. Hey, share my post. Hey, can you comment below? I don't get mad when people don't repost my stuff. I don't get mad when they didn't share it to their story. But I do take note. I do take note. And it's not necessarily to say that I'm not going to share their stuff or nothing like that, because at the end of the day, I kill people with kindness. I will always share your stuff. Send it to me. I'll share it. Period. I mean, don't be doing nothing crazy. Don't be doing nothing crazy and you want me to share that. But if you are doing something reputable, something about growth, something about educational, even if you didn't share mine, send it to me. I'm definitely going to repost it. It's not like that here. I'm not doing things for you guys to reciprocate energy. I'm showing you guys pure transparency. It doesn't cost me nothing to repost your stuff. It does not cost me nothing, but now you know you got my support, right? That's it. I only just want people to be transparent and mindful of who they are and what they're putting out. That's it. I can't ask for nothing more. So this is why we have to be honest about ourselves and who's in our circle and who are we allowing our energy to. So have you ever experienced survivor's remorse? So you come from the struggle, you feel bad for leaving it behind, leaving my people behind. I feel like a lot of artists and rappers kind of have to touch on stuff like this, like outgrowing their hoods or what they grew up in, and being able to step into now being successful. You got like their whole family, their whole childhood or whatever's back home for them saying, oh, you don't mess with the hood no more. No, I don't, because it doesn't align with what I have going on anymore. And that is okay. That is okay. That doesn't make you unauthentic. That doesn't make you anything. It just lets you know that you were able to grow outside that situation. And sometimes that needs to be portrayed to those type of people. I don't have to be drugged down like you. I worked my ass off. I'm going to say it. I worked my ass off to get up out of there. You should do the same. Period. Everybody does not have the same breaks, but if you work hard, then eventually you'll make something of yourself. Point blank period. Imposter syndrome. What I resonate with the most. Do you finally get a win, but you feel like you don't deserve it? Do I get the gratification from my viewers and my followers and my cousins, but I don't feel like I deserve it? Again, this podcast is to just let you guys know I'm not doing anything that you guys aren't capable of. It's just pure transparency. So yeah, I do feel like I don't deserve all that grace, but I am very receptive of it, to the fact that maybe you guys are starting to open your minds to see this is maybe what you guys should be stepping into. Again, not necessarily a podcast, just stepping out as an entrepreneur. Fearing of losing relationships. You're scared to glow up. You're scared you'll push people away by popping your shit. Again, if a person clapping their hands for you, or you being loud about your success, intimidates the next person, them ain't your people. That's it. Walk away. Walk away with your dignity at that. And cousins, let's be clear. Your success is not a betrayal. So you're not responsible for making others feel comfortable when you're in your greatness. That's not your job. You went through what you were supposed to get there. They have to learn their own lessons, and you cannot block them from learning their lessons. That's not your place. So y'all got some secret haters in y'all circle. And I know this conversation and sparked that conversation a little bit for yourself. You do have some haters in your circle, and you probably need to weigh that out if you're going to keep growing. If you want to stay where you're at, cousin, okay. That's okay too. But if you want to grow and you want to progress, and you're going to step into an entrepreneurial space or a professional space, I would go ahead and start moving around. It's okay. You might have to make some new friends, and that is also okay. But don't let that stuff go over your head, right? Your success is not a crime. It's not betrayal. You don't owe nobody nothing. You worked for your success. Own that. Real friends will clap for you and not compete with you. Your glow up is not hurting anyone at all, unless you want to stay small. Like I said, cousin, if you want to stay there, that's okay. You just have to understand that at some point you have to wake up and you have to want more for yourself. If not, that's okay. You don't owe guilt to nobody. Don't feel guilty for the fact that you worked your steps and now you're at the height of what working those steps look like. You did the work. Don't feel bad for doing the work. So, just to kind of go into wrapping up, I hope you guys really kind of stay mindful of the fact that it's not always success, right? I mean, it doesn't always have to be entrepreneurial stuff as success. You buy a new house, you get a job, you have the baby you want, you marry the man you want, you marry the woman you want. You were able to grow in your position that you currently already had, or you went after a project you weren't able to obtain prior, and now you're able to obtain it. Any type of success deserves people around you that actually wanted to see that for you. If you get in the little weird backlash, or you feel like you're not comfortable expressing that, them ain't your spaces, cousin. And you need to learn that. You need to learn that it should not feel bad for you to praise yourself, or for others to praise yourself. It shouldn't come with feeling bad. It shouldn't come with feeling guilty. But you guys, this was another beautiful episode. And just remember that blessings aren't meant for everybody, right? And you can't block the next person's blessing. Stop apologizing for being great. And next week, we're going to talk about friends who expire. Why we stay in long platonic relationships, because we talk about outgrowing relationships, but do we talk about really outgrowing relationships, our friends, even cutting off our family when necessary? If it doesn't align with growth, baby, it doesn't align with the movement. So if you're not staying stagnant, but you're trying to grow, this is where you need to be. If you are staying stagnant, you're going to get to a point where I no longer align with what you have going on. And that is okay, cousin. But you have to understand that at one point, you have to wake up. If you're not ready right now, don't worry, I'll be here. Come back when you're ready. Cousin will be here. This is a safe space. You always have access to me. Even if you're not ready to take these steps right now, you have access to me. I'm on every social at Spill It with Meesh. I'll spell it out for you guys. SPILLITWITH, Meesh, MEESH. Spill It with Meesh, all one word. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I'm on X. I am on, what else am I on? I think that's it. YouTube. I'm on YouTube, of course. But Follow me, comment, like, subscribe, share this with somebody that probably needs to hear my story, because just because you're not in alignment with what I'm talking about doesn't mean the next person is not either. But until next week, you guys, I will see you guys later, and make sure you share your drinks with me. Show me what you're drinking. Good night, cousins.